Jim, you have a minute.
I think that the relationship is most definitely the key to Fort Smith being successful in Little Rock. When I was in Little Rock, it was very clear that what you have to do is be very careful not to become a part of really bad legislation, no matter whether Republicans or Democrats introduce it. One thing that you don't do is introduce legislation that makes you look like you're Rick Shiloh. And obviously, that might have a lot to do with why some people can't get bills out of committee. Honestly, it's a very serious, you have to be able to be taken seriously by your colleagues. One of the things that I was able to do was to convince my colleagues to vote to require the State Department Treasury to pay its bills within 20 days. They were months and months behind paying for jail inmates that are being stacked up in the local county jail. In Sebastian County, they were many months behind. But it wasn't just a Sebastian County problem. Pulaski County and all over the state is a problem. So please vote on that and pass. Thank you.
You have another minute. Any further? I guess not. The highway, we just talked a little bit about I-49, and it brings up another issue concerning highway projects in the state. Blue Ribbon Panel has been put together, 19 members in the state. They're going to be holding public meetings later this month, including one here at UA Fort Smith. They've recommended more for the highway funding for projects, but to complete those projects, they say we need money that actually is 4 to 5 times greater than what we have money for right now. As far as like we need $4 billion, we have $4 billion, we need $20 billion to complete these projects. What can be done to increase the funding for the needed highway projects in the state?
Well, I think I don't think you can look at the state to change the money formula as far as trying to bring money in for a highway project. What you can do, and which I did do, I was the #1 co-sponsor of the rewrite of the Regional Intermodal Authority legislation, which made it more workable for the Crawford, Sebastian counties and the cities to join together to try to pursue outside funding to be ready with match money for the federal government. And I think they can continue to do that. That Regional Intermodal Authority Committee, they believe that they can bring in as much as 24,000 jobs by pursuing them. And what their need is right now is about another $300,000 to continue with their operation and their pursuit of this outside big bucks. And I have no doubt as state senator that could happen without raising any taxes. That $2.2 million didn't come from raising taxes. That was money left over from other state budgets, and there was always going to be money left over from state budget because you can't budget that close to it with state dollars. You just can't do it. You're always going to have a little bit left over, and that's where the money would come from to help this Regional Intermodal Authority. We'll continue to pursue that, and also we'll continue to pursue the revamping of the large dollars that are there for the super funds to make it available for the companies that are here already. Try to keep them from moving out of state or out of the country in some cases. Thank you.
Jim touched on a point with the Regional Intermodal Authority that I think is important. It was set up so that they can generate their own income. And so part of this, to me, has to be self-driven. We can't expect the governments to create all the infrastructure. So we've got to go in, and where they can generate more income, they need to be able to generate more income and drive it there. I also think there's private dollars that will come in and help set some of these things up. As I was saying before, shovel-ready projects, and the term shovel-ready got to be a big deal because, you know, the idea behind the stimulus was to stimulate the economy, obviously, but you had to have a project that was immediately ready to do that. We are so far behind. They said if all the engineering firms in America got on I-49, the completion of I-49 from Fort Smith to Texarkana, it would take them 5 years to have it all done. And that's preposterous. Each year that we sit and let this go, the costs continue to escalate, and we look at it farther and farther down the road of getting accomplished. So we have to invest state dollars and private dollars together rail, and in bringing some of these things together on the infrastructure so that it will be attractive and it will be something that other congressmen, other senators look at as a big deal to finish out.
Jim?
Oh, thank you. Let me just sort of close in about this regional intermodal authority, because it's very important here to my heart, is that you may remember Chamber of Commerce raised a couple $1 million for stimulus money for this area. That was all private money. Well, the way we've rewritten the Intermodal Regional Authority Act is that it does allow to put before the people the possibility if they want tax exempt. I'm promoting a tax. I'm just not saying legislatures should do it, but if local people, it's important enough to them, they should have that ability to be able to vote on a time-limited issue to do that. They can also raise money privately, just like the chamber did. They go to local industry and say, what's important to you? Is it the rail? Is it the air? Is it the port? Or is it the highway? Is it a bridge going across the Arkansas River? It's up to them to decide that, and that authority now has the ability to do that. Thank you.
Jake, 30 seconds. Anything else? All right, go back to you, Jake. During the past few legislative sessions, the state sales tax on groceries has been cut in half. I believe it was 6 cents, now it's 3 cents on the dollar. I may be wrong on that amount, but there are still discussions to even lower that amount. What is your position on the state sales tax on groceries? And what other taxes would you like to see reduced or eliminated in the state if possible?
I would be for removing all the tax on groceries. I think it's progressive, and I don't think it's fair, not just to poor people, anybody need. So I don't think it's worth having. The other taxes that I think need to be cut are everything that generates more business in Arkansas. I read today that New Jersey, the guy, Governor Christie, who just got elected in New Jersey, came in and with his first budget slashed jobs, cut spending, and did all kinds of things. And the article made the point that it was funny because finally somebody did what they campaigned on. He actually campaigned on doing it and turned around and did it. We have to create an atmosphere in Arkansas that businesses want to come here. And whether that be modeling it after other states who have been successful, why are all the corporations in Delaware? Because Delaware is most friendly to corporations. So they all go there. A few years back, all the trucking companies headquartered in Oklahoma because Oklahoma was friendly to truckers. And so we've got to figure out what that is. And it's not an easy solution. It's not written down on a piece of paper and nobody knows. It's right here in my notebook. And when I get elected, I'm going to show it to everybody. It's something that has to be studied. But we've got a lot of smart people down there. And I'm not talking about the legislators. I'm talking about the people that work. I'm really not talking about the legislators. I've been down there. We need to find out what is going to make Arkansas the most competitive state, and that in and of itself will bring business to Arkansas and will help us cut some of those other things. Spending continues to escalate. We've got to cap spending, and I'll talk about that hopefully in another question, but we got to cap our spending. We've got to start slowing that down. We've got to cut the growth of government, but we've got to make Arkansas as friendly as possible to businesses so we can grow and create our own jobs.
Jim?
Well, clearly, anytime we can reduce taxes, we need to do that. I think nationally, it's been proven. I think that President Reagan proved that. It's been proven throughout my lifetime. It's been proven right here in Arkansas. If you'll reduce taxes, you'll help stimulate the economy. People will go out and create new things. Local people have more money to spend. The grocery tax was one that I was very proud to be a co-sponsor of. 2007, we did reduce the sales tax on groceries by 3 cents. But also,